Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Brian Engelman doing this is my third reaction video. First one was Tom MacDonald, Fake Woke. Second one was Harry Mack Omegle Bars 21. Third one is MCID. This is going to be 16 by Highly Suspect. Highly Suspect has been one of my favorite bands for several years. I love every album they've put out. This latest album I have held off on because I just want to do a reaction. And yes, that means I've held off for more than a year. But this song I've heard a bunch. I want to break down why I like it so much. Um, let's go ahead and cue this up and play it. If you like what's going on, type the comments below. Um, Recommend me the next song off this Highly Suspect album with the song 16 on it. I can definitely go back to the previous albums, even back to their like unreleased album days, which is fantastic, which I will. But on this particular album, what's the next song I need to do from Highly Suspect? That's what I'm going to ask. So let's go ahead and play this. I'm such a fan of this band. I read somewhere that this is the first rock song to chart at #1 that hasn't had a guitar in it, or the first rock song that doesn't have a guitar in it that has charted #1 for the first time in X amount of years. Either way, it's unusual. And until I read that, I go, oh yeah, I guess there is no guitar in this. What do you know? Go figure. So please click subscribe. I'm going to be doing more music reaction videos. I'm going to be doing different content here than I do over on the New American Media, than different content than I do on the Unhappy Hour. This is going to be more music centric. So let's, excuse me, let's go ahead and rock this song out, shall we? I think it's going to show the lyrics up here. Up here on the screen. So that's convenient. Here we go.
It took me 16 years to find you, 1 second to love you, 7 years to hold you, 1 minute to lose you. Oh God, where did I go wrong? Oh God,
I love the backing vocals.
all of the nasty shit you used to do with me. 'Cause I remember everything, and do you remember when we hopped the B&B to NYC? You were only 17, but that puppy love is over. We're so much older. Nothing's ever gonna feel the same way that it did when we were younger. I wish that I could hold you, baby. I know it's over. We're never gonna feel it again. Yeah, it took me 16 years to find you, 1 second to love you, 7 years to hold you, 1 minute to lose you. Oh God, where did I go wrong?
Cool song. Really, I love the orchestral, the choir in the background, the soaring. Do you remember? It's really cool. Just the it gives it like a church vibe, like a chorus, like a choir. You can see a choir swaying, wearing the robes and singing along to this. The way that he sings, the way that the lead singer sings, it's very inspired. It's very there's emotion in it. You can just feel emotion in the notes. Not everybody has that. This song has that. It's about to get a little more serious. This this next part's pretty intense. I don't know how you write a song about this. I don't even know the story. Is this an actual story? Please, like, this is one of my favorite bands, but I will admit that I don't know everything about them, and I'm not. Is this a real song? Did he really go through this experience? Because this next part is pretty crazy. But I love the opening. Um, the drum beats it's a little staggered enough. It's pretty straightforward, but it has just a little bit of flavor to it. Um, And once again, there's no guitars. How rare is it that you're going to find a song, up on the rock charts that doesn't have guitars in it? So let's continue the tune.
When I was your king, you were my queen. Yeah, 'cause I remember everything. Do you remember when you told me you were holding my future kid? Yeah. Oh, the joy that would bring. Well, I thought I was a father, but baby is not my daughter. 'Cause baby's a different color, and baby, I'm not a brother. It was just too much to swallow. You really but that puppy love is over. We're so much older. Nothing's ever gonna feel the same way that it did when we were younger. I wish I could hold you, but baby, I know that it's over. I'm never gonna feel it again. Well, it took me 16 years to find you. 1 second to love you. 7 years to hold you. Just 1 minute to lose you. Oh, now. Where did I go wrong? Where did you go?
Okay. Man, I can rewind that back real quick because it just builds. It builds in that like that little bridge part coming up there. I'm gonna grab the lyrics real quick. There we go. Because that part is just it's brutal. It's one of the most. Let's go to more. So here, let's go through all the lyrics. It took me 16 years to find you, 1 second to love you, 7 years to hold you, 1 minute to lose you. Oh God, where did I go wrong? Do you remember all the nasty shit you used to do with me? Because I remember everything. Do you remember when we hopped the B&B to NYC? You were only 17, but that puppy love is over. We're so much older. Nothing's ever gonna feel the same way that it did when we were younger. I wish I could hold you. Baby, I know it's over. We're never gonna feel it again. Those lyrics right there. Whew. Puppy love is over. We're older, and nothing's ever gonna feel the same way that it did when we were younger. I wish I could hold you. Baby, I know it's over. We're never gonna feel it again. As I read those lyrics, as I sing those lyrics, I've loved this song for for the past year and a half since it came out. I've told as many people as I could. I just love it as much as I love the previous work from Highly Suspect. Probably one of the best rock bands, one of the best new rock bands on earth. Um, those lyrics, if you can't close your eyes and just think of somebody in, you know, middle school, elementary school, college, post college, somebody that you loved and you remember those days back when you were younger. Nothing will feel the same way. But you do still want to hold them. And you know it's over and it's never going to feel that way again. But still, just there's something. Sometimes you make a bond with somebody. You connect. You connect on a personal level, on a spiritual level, a physical level, an emotional level, a sexual level, a friendship level, a life partner level, a kindred spirit level. And you know you can't go back to that. But still, every now and then, if it pops in your head, you're like, ah, I know it's over and we can't go back, but man, I just love to hold you one more time. And I'm not saying that's a common feeling that I have in my day-to-day life by any stretch. I'm fortunate in that way. I don't. That doesn't usually happen with me. Um, but to just think about it, moving forward here, it took me 16 years to find you, 1 second to love you, 7 years to hold you. So am I reading this right? And once again, tell me in the comments below. Type them. If it took him 16 years to find her, and then 1 second to love her, 7 years to hold her. Does that mean like they didn't connect until he was 23? And by the way, 23 is a very prominent age for uh, contemporary. I don't know. I'll use that loosely. Of the past 20, 25 years, 23. Nobody likes you when you're 23. Blink 22. I was 23. Will I live to be 24? I don't know. The way things is going, I don't know. That was Coolio. That was probably back in the 90s. 23. A decade ago, I never thought I would be at 23 on the verge of spontaneous combustion. Woe is me. But I guess that it comes with the territory and ominous landscape of never-ending calamity. That's Brandon Boyd of Incubus. The age 23 is a very quintessential, monumental road map marker, milestone marker of adulthood. It really is past that childish crap, and it's like that transition phase into adulthood. You're, whoop, there you go. You're like Mel Gibson at the end of Braveheart. You're attached to 4 horses, pulling you in different directions. So that's my question. If you can tell me, is this song written about somebody real? Is this a real story? Number 2, does it mean that they met? He held her at 23 years old. Took him 16 years to find her, 1 second to love her, and then 7 years to hold her. 1 minute to lose you. Oh God, yeah. Where did I go wrong? Just calling out to God. What the heck happened? If you haven't been there, you haven't lived. Okay, here's the. Do you remember when I was your king and you were my queen? Yeah, because I remember everything. Do you remember when you told me you were holding my future kid? And all the joy that would bring. Well, I thought I was a father, but baby is not my daughter because baby's a different color. Well, baby, I'm not a brother. It was just too much to swallow. You ripped my heart out. These lyrics seem pretty self-explanatory. And if you watch this video, whoop, they're over there. I didn't want to play the video. It's a little distracting, and I definitely wanted to get to the lyrics, so I chose not to play the video. But in the video, he's in there in the room and with her as she's giving birth, and she says that he's the dad and he's holding their future kid. And he thought he was a father, but that baby's not his daughter because that baby's a different color. And baby, I'm not a brother. I believe he's saying that the kid is definitely not a white kid. The kid is part black, and neither she nor he is part black, which means it's not his. Which, I guess in the Jerry Springer world of things, is that even a thing? Where are the shows that do that these days? What it used to be, Jerry Springer, Montel. Who is that? Jeez, I don't watch any of those damn shows. Are there any shows on like that, like doing those paternity tests? Maury Povich. But it's one thing if the kid comes out white that looks white, like just like the mom and the dad, but if the kid comes out looking different, it's clear that he's not the father. Telling that the first time I heard that, I mean, it's only important in the manner that you can tell right away. It's not suspicions or paternity tests down the road. It's baby, I'm not a brother. That baby's a different color. That baby's not my daughter. I thought I was a father. You ripped my heart out. So that's just that's just brutal. Just imagining if you were in a hospital with the woman you loved and you thought you were having a child with, and turns out she's having a child, but it's not yours. What in the world? Just the concept of this story. I need to know. Is it a real story? Can you type it below? Second question: what is the next MCID song? The next Highly Suspect song I need to do off of this album? I know all the other songs off the other albums. But this story just paints a picture. It paints a powerful, painful picture. So let's rewind this just a bit. Let's get back into that groove and continue the song.
When we were younger, I wish I could hold you. But baby, I know that I'll say I'm sorry if I ever see you again. Cause on that day, I'll walk away where you probably needed a friend.
In that part. And then it goes even deeper. You know, after all that, and I said, I'm sorry. Or I feel like he says, and I'll say, I'm sorry if I ever see you again. Because on that day, I walked away when you probably needed a friend. Yeah, these lyrics are not accurate here. I'll wonder where I walked away when you probably needed a friend. Yeah, these lyrics suck. But yeah, and I'll say I'm sorry if I ever see you again, because on that day I walked away when you probably needed a friend. That's like the ultimate circling back, and even though you're probably very well justified, you're also stepping out of your own personal part of the story. And you're trying to understand that person's part of the story. What if they did think that that was your kid, and they had hoped against all hope that it was your kid? Maybe they did do something you didn't know about, or maybe you did take a break and had a hookup or something on the side and came back. It's just this song. It's a catchy little pop song, but it's telling a story. It's painting a picture. It's putting you in the room. It's putting you inside the head of somebody circling back. And if I ever see you again, I'll say I'm sorry, because on that day I walked away when you probably needed a friend. It's just like, oh, you don't need to apologize for that, but like you also do. That's the weird thing. You know, I've talked to people from past relationships, and I've said things, um, to get my emotions out, to get my feelings out, to say what I'm really feeling. Um, not a not a not a relationship type situation, but I did have somebody from my life. You know, I had expressed, regret and, uh, sorrow, regret, uh, misgivings about, how things had played out in the past. An apology, and if I had a chance to do that over, I wish I could have undone that, or done something different, or not done that altogether. And the reaction from at least, from one person was just kind of like, yeah, that's just what guilty people say to make themselves feel better at night. And it's like, no, I'm trying to get rid of this thing. I can't carry around. I heard Dave Chappelle and Maya Angelou talking, and I was on an episode of Iconoclasts on Sundance Channel. You should watch it. Really good show. And Dave Chappelle was talking to Maya Angelou about, well, you were there in the '60s, in the civil rights movement. You were in the marches, and you saw Martin get killed, you saw Bobby get killed, you saw John get killed, JFK, and the civil rights leaders. How are you not angry? And she says, "Oh, David." Yeah, I will never forget. And yes, it did make me angry, but I had to let that go. I'll never forget. But if I held on to that anger would ruin me like a cancer. It would do nothing to the object I'm angry at, but it would destroy me for holding on to it. So there is something to to trying to, all you can do is say, hey, I've thought about that moment where I did a thing that I wish I wouldn't have done. In hindsight, I was caught up in whatever. I made a bad decision. I don't like having to think about me acting in that way. And if someone else doesn't want to forgive you, that's their own damn fault. Let them hold on to the anger. That is a cancer, and that will devour you. That is radioactive waste that you're holding in your hand. It will eventually get to you. So anyway, just brings up a lot of feelings about past relationships. Both romantic, obviously, in the very literal sense here, um, but also interpersonal friendships. You know, if I ever see you again, I'd say on that, I'm sorry if I walked away when you probably needed a friend. It's like no matter how mad I was at you, you were also in a terrible mess, and I should have been there for you. It's just the empathy in this song. You can just feel it in the vocal performance. It's a great song. It's a great song. So I'll wind it back here and we'll wrap this song up. I just I just love this.
Just 1 minute to lose your Where did I go wrong? Where did you go? And I'll say I'm sorry if I ever see you again. 'Cause on that day I walked away where you probably needed a friend. It took me 16 years to find you. 1 second to love you. I don't trust you, but I still love you. Oh God, where did I go wrong? Where did you go? Where did I go wrong? Baby, it took me 16 years to find you, but only a second to love you. 7 years to hold you, just 1 minute to lose you. Oh God, yeah, where did I go wrong? Yeah, where did you go? Yeah, where did we go wrong? Where did we go wrong? Where did I go wrong?
I love the strings. Love the strings. I'm gonna rewind it back to that one part again. This part here, where it all breaks down, all the strings stop, the drums stop, the bass stops. I feel just this crying out to, oh God, where did I go wrong? It's so good. It's so powerful.
16 years to find you. 1 second to love you. I don't trust you, but I still love you. Oh God, where did I go wrong? Where did you go? Where did I go wrong? Baby, it took me 16 years to find you, but only a second to love you. 7 years to hold you, just 1 minute to lose you. Oh God, yeah, where did I go wrong? Yeah, where did you go? Yeah, where did we go wrong?
I don't trust you, but I still love you. Woo. Woo. That's deep. I don't trust you, but I still love you. Oh God, where did I go wrong? You ever been there? Ever been in one of those spots? I don't trust you, but I still love you. Oh God. This is a great song. I love it so much. It's a good song to sing in the car. Do you have any favorite songs to sing? And I guess maybe that could be subjective. You've been driving for many years, many of you. Anything in the past few months that you've been singing loudly in the car? Is anyone commuting to work still, or is everyone working from home? What are you guys doing? But this is one that I would often sing in the car. Love, love, love. Highly Suspect. Oh, it's a powerful song. It just really I said the same thing about a Harry Mack Omegle Bars 21. I think I'm going to do Omegle Bars 20 right now. I'm going to work my way backward. I'm just going to kind of post these regularly because I love music. TNAM music. It's on Facebook. It's on Telegram. Excuse me. TNAM is the new American media because the old American media failed us. So TNAM music, yeah. I mean, I'm trying to do more content, focusing on music. I do sports, I do music, I could do current events, politics, all sorts of things. But the politics can really get dicey and divisive, and I got to keep reminding myself that there's a lot more to me than just the daily rage bait that social media wants to drum up, legacy media wants to force on you. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do next. I'm gonna do Omegle Bars 20 by Harry Mack, one of the best freestyle rappers I've ever seen, one of the best freestyle rappers you will ever see. Um, but yeah, I'm going to do Tool, Perfect Circle, Tool and Pussifer. I might end up getting to Perfect Circle last. I love their remix albums, and I do intend to getting to Perfect Circle. I don't, no hate at all, but I think I'm gonna do Perfect Circle and Pussifer along with Highly Suspect, Harry Mack. I'm looking for suggestions on Tom McDonald. We did that song "Fake Woke" yesterday. Uh, Interesting song. A lot of lyrics, a lot of things to think about. It's a good conversation starter, and I like that. I like songs that can get you having a good conversation about important matters of the day. Too much of our stuff is about, well, Cardi B. I can't even like talk about the song without. I like songs that make you think. This song puts you into a spot. You're totally in love with the woman, and you're there. You're in the hospital, and she's carrying your future kid. And I'm not a father, and that baby's not my daughter, and baby's a different color, and baby, I'm not a brother. It's just like, ah, he was so excited for that moment, and he didn't get it. So I like songs that put you into places. I'm really looking forward to reacting to Maynard James Keenan and the whole band of Tool. Probably my favorite band of all time. Their entire discography. It puts you into to headspaces where you can really you zone out. You go on trips. You have epiphanies. And it's just excellent musicians at the peak of their game, putting out great content. So those are some of the things I'm going to do. This is a work in progress. I'm starting it off. Eventually, I'm going to run direct lines into headphones and probably a third party recording device, mixing board, maybe a Zoom unit. I got to figure out how I'm going to do this exactly because I want to give you higher quality what you're watching on the screen and what you're hearing over here. Trying to get that balance right. I know it's a little tricky right now, but I'm learning. But I thank you for joining me. Please click subscribe. Like I said, comment next song off this MCID album, this next Highly Suspect album, and yeah, I hope you like this song. Tell me your thoughts. Like I said, is this a real song? What's the backstory of this? Type it below. I really don't know. Um, Sometimes when I do interviews, I intentionally try not to study the subject too much because I like to approach it with the same curiosity as somebody that might be the average listener. This band, I love this band immensely. I can't even tell you this. I can't tell you the bandmates' names actually. Maybe the singer's name's Johnny, and I think the other two are twins. I mean, I think I know some basics, but I don't know. I've avoided going down the rabbit hole. I've just been enjoying the music. But yeah, I would love to know if this is a real story. Type it below. I appreciate you all. Thanks for joining me on this one. I will talk with you again later. Take care. Peace.